Okay, good morning everybody. Rob here in Bakersfield, California. Heading out to work on the 2013 Sportster 72. As you can see, it rained overnight. Roads are still wet. But it's supposed to be a nice, beautiful, sunshiny day, so we'll see. I hope so. With El Nino, we're getting a lot more rain this year than we normally do. Anyways, welcome to this week's Throwback Thursday. And again, this week, instead of telling a story about my adventures in law enforcement, I'm going to do something a little more happier times from my high school days. I don't believe I've told this story before. So if I did, I apologize for repeating it, but I don't think I have. Anyways, as some of you know, I grew up in Oceanside, California, just outside of Camp Pendleton. My dad was a career Marine. It was my either my junior or my senior year of high school. I can't really remember which. I'm thinking probably my senior year of high school. And I was working two jobs. I got out of high school early to go work at the Oceanside Blade Tribune, and that was when it was owned by Tom Braden and was still downtown. And I worked in what they called the mail room, which was actually where they bundled up the papers for the drivers. And the reason it was called the mail room is because you also had to mail papers out to people who had mail subscriptions. So part of my job was printing off those labels, wrapping them up and sending them out. And then my other job was, after I got done with all of that, I had a few hours break, I would go and I worked at the Der Wiener Schnitzel down on the north end of Hill Street, which is the old Pacific Coast Highway 101, which is the main drag right through Oceanside. And I worked there as the night manager and did the closing. And that was just right outside of Camp Del Mar and close to Camp Pendleton. I had a good friend of mine that he was working for Jack in the Box. Well, I don't remember why. Yeah, I saw you looking at me, and now you're turning around, you're going to come back and follow me. CHP Motor Cop. So anyways, one of my best friends worked at Jack in the Box, and I don't remember why, but he got fired from working at Jack in the Box. And so I got him a job working with me at the Der Wiener Schnitzel on the night crew. It was basically him and I were the only two. Well, there's a little incident took place on New Year's Eve. The two of us were working, and we had a young Marine come through on his motorcycle, and he wanted to get as many hot dogs and fries as he possibly could to take back to all his buddies in the barracks. You stupid idiot! I'm right here in the lane. What the heck is your problem? Jesus. Good thing I saw him coming over and hit the brakes. He didn't even look. And now he's driving like an idiot trying to get away because he don't want me coming up there and yelling at him, I guess. So anyways, where was I? Okay, we're working New Year's Eve. Just the two of us. And the young Marine comes in on his motorcycle. He wants to get as many hot dogs and fries as he can possibly get to take back to his buddies at the barracks. And, you know, they're celebrating New Year's Eve on the barracks because a lot of them did not get leave to go off base. So he didn't have that much money with him, but what he did have was a big, large bottle of pink champagne. So he offered to trade us that bottle of pink champagne for as many hot dogs and fries as he possibly could get. He almost hit me there, dummy. He don't even know it, does he? Probably not. Anyways, so we said, yeah, sure, you know, we'll fill you up a couple bags of hot dogs and a couple bags of fries in exchange for that bottle of pink champagne. We didn't care what's coming out of our paycheck. So we gave him 2 bags of hot dogs and 2 bags of fries, and he stuck them inside his jacket and zipped his jacket up, thanked us, and headed off back to base. We took that bottle of pink champagne and stuck it down in the ice cooler where you had to do all your drinks. And I figured, okay, we were going to enjoy that after we got done with our cleanup and shutdown. Well, needless to say, a few hours goes by, you know, and we got people coming through buying hot dogs and fries and whatever. And we kind of forget about that bottle of champagne down there hidden under the ice. And we do our cleanup. Closing time comes when we do the cleanup and everything. Shut the whole place down and head off home. Well, next day, come in for work in the late afternoon, early evening for my night shift. And the franchise owner's there, which is highly unusual. And he wants to know where'd that bottle of pink champagne come from. Well, my buddy, he cops out, well, this guy, you know, on the motorcycle traded us the champagne for the bag of hot dogs and fries. So, needless to say, we both got fired, and the franchise owner sat there and loaded up a bag full of hot dogs and a bag full of fries to figure out roughly how many hot dogs and fries we had given away for free, so he could deduct that from our final paycheck. And then he had the audacity to keep the bottle of pink champagne. Wouldn't even give us that. So it was probably all for the best anyways, because working that late at night, then having to go to school the next day, I'd end up sleeping through my first period English class. I'd sit in the back row and fall asleep. The teacher was really understanding about it. You know, he realized I was working 2 jobs to make ends meet and help support myself and my family, my brothers and sisters and stuff. Because we had 7 kids in the family, and my dad was a Marine. They didn't make a whole lot of money back then. They still don't today. So me and my 2 brothers, we all had to work to help support the family. So he would let me, the teacher would let me sleep back there in the back of the class, and then when class ended, he'd come back, wake me up, and send me off to my next class, which was PE, which that would help wake me up, and I could take a shower and change my clothes and everything, and go on to the classes. I ended up flunking that class, and of course I knew I was going to. He told me I was going to, but there wasn't much I could do about it. Had to redo it during summer school. So that was my short experience as being the night manager at the Der Wiener Schnitzel. There's another funny little story about that. I don't know if I ever mentioned this or not, but we had a girl that would come through there. She drove a little blue Volkswagen Bug. And she'd come through there every once in a while, not all the time, but every once in a while, maybe like about once or twice a month, she'd come through there. And she'd be naked as a jaybird, not a stitch of clothes on. And she'd come through there and order, come through the drive-thru, and well, after the first couple times of that happening, we kept an eye out for that little blue Volkswagen Bug coming through the drive-through line. And she knew she was giving, you know, us young guys a little thrill there at night. So, there you have it. The two most interesting stories of my time working as night manager at the Der Wiener Schnitzel in Oceanside. I hope you enjoyed those stories. I hope I haven't mentioned them before. If you did, hit the like button. Give me some comments. Let's hear some of your interesting stories about working in high school. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.